Low-carb casserole dish with leftover chicken from the grill. I made this a couple days ago, and it was just me eating, and so I cooked a lot of chicken, and this is what I have left. So I'm going to use this, my chicken on the grill. You can use sausage if you want. You can use anything you want, pork, beef, whatever. But I'm using my leftover chicken. And I got a nice eggplant here, and I'm going to shred the eggplant up and put it in the bottom here. And then I'm going to put in celery, 3 big stalks of celery, because there's no carbs in celery, just about none. Cauliflower, very low carbs. Onion, low carbs. And then I'll put my chicken cut up, no carbs. Then on top of that, I will put cheeses, all my assorted cheeses, cheese ends again from Market Basket. $1.99 a pound. There's Swiss cheese in there. There's a hot jalapeno American. There's all kinds of cheddar, whatever in here. So I'm going to use a bunch of this in there. Then I'm going to take my cream of celery condensed soup, mix it with some half and half, and add diced jalapeno peppers. Delicious. Have it a kick. And then I'll pour that on top. So here we go. So first of all, I want to shred this. Okay, I've already washed this. This is on the markdown. Not that that's anything, because Market Basket gets new fruit, new vegetables in, and they put their wonderfully, perfectly good ones on the markdown. So there's nothing wrong with this thing. I could take the skin off it, but you know, some of the nutrition is in the skin, so I'm going to leave the skin on there. And I'm going to just take my shredder, and I'm going to shred this into the pan. A little tough to shred it, huh? Okay, so now I'm not going to shred it. I'm going to cut it into little pieces, because it's going to cook up anyway. So let's cut them into little pieces. It's going to take forever. I could probably put it in my food processor and do it in my food processor quicker, but I guess my little shredder didn't work too well. So it's going to be pieces in here. It will cook up. This is kind of like, eggplant kind of takes the place of noodles, potatoes, rice, because the texture when it cooks up is kind of like potatoes, noodles, and if it's shredded it would be more like noodles. But eggplant doesn't have much taste. It's kind of like a filler vegetable. But hey, you need a filler when you're hungry, right? Okay, more. I might use the whole thing. I'm going to use the whole eggplant. I'm going to keep cutting it up, and I'll finish. Okay, there's one eggplant. Phew, took forever. Now I'm going to take my celery, slice up the middle, and put celery on there. This is another filler. Just like the eggplant is filler, this is filler. But then you put cheese and sauce on anything. You could eat lettuce. You could eat grass, and it would taste good with cheese and with sauce on it. Now you can add a little onion if you want. I love onion. I think onion is wonderful. So I'm going to add some onion. Sweet onion. Not a yellow onion. I don't buy yellow onions anymore. I always buy the white ones, the sweet ones. Just a little bit, because you don't want the onion to overpower everything. Oh, I think that's enough. Now I'm going to put my broccoli, cauliflower. You could use broccoli, but I just happen to have the cauliflower in the refrigerator because we ate some the other day and we did not eat it all. So you can bring them down to little florets like that, little pieces. And cauliflower has a very mild taste, much less, it's less strong than broccoli. They're kind of like the same family, but the cauliflower is much more mild. Of course, the jalapenos are going to wake everything right up. Okay. Now, so far we've got all vegetables in here. Isn't that wonderful? Wonderful. Bruce has been going to Mississippi for a military reunion, so I've been alone, so I've been cooking for one. It's kind of tough cooking for one, eating low carb. That's why I have all that chicken left over. I'm used to cooking for he and I, and he loves to eat that man. So, he's coming back. He should be back today. So that's why we're cooking a meal again, instead of just quickie things. While he's been gone, yesterday I had some old lobster in the freezer, and I took it out and I put a big stick of butter in it. I had lobster and butter. Lobster, meat, and butter. That's all I had yesterday for lunch. And then tea. And then for breakfast I had eggs, cheese, broccoli, asparagus, red pepper, all fried up with jalapenos, of course. I think as we get older, well, I'm older now, I want something spicy, jalapenos, so I really like the jalapenos. I think that might be enough. I think that might be, well, a little bit, one more little. Because it's going to cook down. It's going to all sink down as the vegetables cook. They have a lot of water in them, so they're going to smush down. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so that's a nice topping of that. Now I'm going to take my chicken. Now, I didn't clean the gas grill the other day, so there's kind of some black stuff on it, so I'm going to wash the black stuff off because it kind of like burnt on stuff from the last time we used the gas grill. It's kind of not nice. So I'm going to wash the chicken off. A little gritty here and there, otherwise. There we go. Still a little gritty, but that's all right. That's probably the seasoning that I put on it. I didn't realize the gas grill hadn't been scraped until after I threw the chicken on it. So that goes to tell you, you gotta always scrape the grill before you throw the chicken on it. So this time, after I cooked the chicken the other day, I actually scraped the grill after I took the chicken off while the grill was still hot. So it was clean. It's clean now. Beautiful meat. But otherwise, what do you do with leftover chicken? You can put it on top of a salad, but I'm sick of salad. I ate salad a couple days ago. And so this will kind of soften it up a bit too. When I did the chicken the other day on the grill, I used Montreal chicken seasoning and olive oil. And put it on the grill. That's a little tough. I don't want it too tough because these got to be soft pieces. Alrighty. There we go on that. That'll go to the chickens. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my cream of celery soup, put it in a bowl, and mix some cheese in with it, jalapenos in it, and half and half in it. So, put my oven on 350. I'm going to cook it ahead of time because I can eat it leftover. Okay, cream of celery. Cream of celery soup. This has carbs in it. It has 9 carbs for 1/2 cup. There's 2.5 servings. So 9 plus 9 is 18, and half again of 9 is, say, 5. So 18, 19, 22, 22, 23 carbs in the whole can. So you can't go wrong there. You can't get carved out. So this is considered a low carb. I would consider it low carb. Okay? So, and if you use whole milk or half and half, there's less carbs in that than there is in skim milk. Skim milk, there's a lot of sugar in it. So I'm going to take some of my can here. Take my half and half. Half and half has 1 gram of carb in 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to put in quite a few tablespoons. But don't forget, this is a huge casserole, and you're going to have to eat the whole thing. So it's very low carb in the end result. I stir it in here to get rid of the. There we go. Get all that out of there. Okay. Okay, good. And then mix that up. Throw in some jalapenos. How much? I don't know. Maybe a couple tablespoons. Big tablespoons. And some of the juice. Probably 2 tablespoons of the juice. Now that's going to give it a nice. Delicious. Now the cheese. I'll take the cheese. And I'll throw in the ends and pieces, some of these. Whatever kind I got here. There's a whole mixture. You can use whatever cheeses you got. Cheese has very low carbs. Very low carbs. And there's some kind of a jalapeno cheese. I gotta cut him up. Jalapeno cheddar, I think that's jalapeno cheddar. I don't know, maybe let's see what else we got here. Oh, it's a piece of that like that. That's a Swiss cheese, gives it a nice flavor too. Yeah, I think that might be enough. So what's that, maybe 1.5 cups of cheese? Mix it all together. And we pour this on top of this. Okay. Now there's still not enough liquid in there because there's just not enough liquid in there. So we're going to pour in some. We're going to pour in a little bit more. Let me see. Oh yeah, because we're going to need some liquid in there to cook up that in the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to top that off by pouring some. Oh, that looks beautiful. Half and half down the side of that. Either half and half or heavy cream, or if you'd rather put in some chicken broth, or to get less carbs with a chicken broth, you can do that. But I'm going to pour in some more half and half because I want it rich. I want it delicious and rich. So I'll probably pour down the side here another 1/2 cup. And I will cover it. And I'll stick it in the oven, 350 for an hour. And that's it. Okay, it's been about an hour. The casserole's just coming out. I'm going to stick a fork in it to make sure it's totally cooked. That looks delicious. Oh my God, that looks delicious. It smells wonderful. Smells wonderful. Feels pretty good. Feels like everything is cooked down there, yep. Oh yes. And there it is. Oh, delicious. There it is.